Today in this video, we are going to see how using HOF's new utility, you can create delivery challans very easily and swiftly. So this tool could be utilized by any of the organizations who are dealing with multiple project sites and they want to supply the material directly to the project sites against the GRN which they have received from their vendors. So let's first log into the HOFfice and let me show you some of the sales orders for the project sites that we have created. So first of all, the sales orders for the project site needs to be created along with the project supply, the material supply that is needed. So let's go to the sales orders. Under the sales, we can go to the sales orders. So here you can see some of the sales orders for different project sites have been already created. And if you have not created the sales order, first you have to create the sales order and you have to approve that sales order to be visible in the new utility. And since we have already created the sales orders, let me show you one of the sales order for the project site. So for this project, we have created the sales order wherein we need to supply these all materials in the mentioned quantity. So this all product needs to be supplied at this site in the mentioned quantity. All right, so using the utility from where using GRN, we can swiftly create DC. We will show you how we can create a DC against this sales order. So meanwhile, let me also show you the purchase order that we have created for the vendor, wherein we have compiled the requirement of multiple project sites and we have created one purchase order to the vendor. So ABC123 Private Limited is the vendor to whom which we have already created and processed the purchase order. So underneath you can see the supply material. So this vendor is going to supply us all of this material, and in the quantity which is mentioned is of the cumulative supply that we have created. And against this order, we have already received a material. So GRN in the system has been also created. So as you can see, this much quantity we have received for all of this product in the GRN. So now let's dive into the project stock transfer utility. And whoever is going to have the rights can access the this utility. This will be accessible from a different link and it's a mobile friendly one. To log into the system, user simply needs to enter his mobile number and then click on the continue button, and by clicking on it, he will receive the text message of OTP. So you need to fill in the OTP details here, and once they enter the OTP, they will be able to log into the system. Okay, so the moment you log into the system, you will be able to see all the GRNs which we have created in HOFfice. There's a global search option there using which you can search any of the GRN very easily. Above it, there is a company and branch selection option is also there. So if you are in a group company or multi-branch operation, you can select the right branch and the right company to check the proper GRNs. And on the right hand side of the search button, there are different filter options are available. So you can filter the details by vendor information to dates. And now, as you can see, the GRN which we have received from ABC123 Limited is there appearing on the top along with its basic details. And now if I want to create a DC from this GRN, I just simply need to click on the create DC button. And the moment I click on this button, you can see on top the GRN number, GRN date, vendor details, and the LR number if you have entered into the system. And the system will automatically render all the products which are there in the GRN. Along with it, it shows the product code and it also shows the product quantity which is available, which has been inverted through this GRN. And afterwards, there are two columns for each of the sales orders are getting displayed. So for the SOHM2425172, it shows that how much DC quantity we want to add in here. So if we want to create an DC, so how much material from this GRN we want to transfer to this particular site against this sales order. And in the next column, it shows the total quantity required in the sales order. Similarly, for each of the sales order, you can see two different columns. You can simply add the quantity that you want to deliver to each of the sales order item by item. So let me just fill in the quantity. So now we have added the quantity for two sales orders. And once it is done, you can simply, turn on the toggle button. So this means now this quantity has been freezed and it is ready to be processed for the DC. Similarly, you can add the quantity for the other items as well. and you can turn on the toggle buttons, and these many items are ready to be added to the delivery challenge. So once it is done, and if I want to create a DC for the site for which I have created an order number 2, underneath you can find a create DC button. So simply hit the create DC button and your DC has been created against that sales order. So it is that easy, that quick to create a DC from the GRN using this new utility. This utility is mobile and tablet friendly, and you can use it from any device, any platform. So to check the created DC, you can go to the next step from the left-hand side navigation, that is DC log. So let me simply click on that. And the moment you click on it, you can see the DC details here, the DC that we have just created, and above it, there is a search DC option is also available in the system. So this is the front end of the utility. Now let's just go back to the H office again by logging out from the system, and let us see how the DC is appearing under the sales order. So let's go back to the same sales order again. And for that, let's just open that sales order. And the moment you click on the sales order, scroll down to see the DC details. And the moment you scroll down, you will be able to see the created DC underneath. So for that, click on the DC delivery challan. And as you can see, the DC in the system has been created. And you can see the delivery challan details here. So this utility has been very much useful for the organizations who are in the project management and who wants to create a quick delivery challenge, and they want to supply the material to their project sites. So using this tool, they can very quickly and effectively create the delivery challan within no time. I hope you like watching this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.